Hello, this is Ask Michael Show, where you ask your productivity questions and I answer them. Let's go. Hello again, and another question, and now about instant reaction. How to get instant reaction from somebody, instant feedback. Because if you've been listening to me to the previous Ask Michael episodes, and if you've read our blog post about our pyramid of communication, or you got the ebook which you can get linked below, the No Office apps, where I talk about pyramid of communication, we really take seriously the asynchronous work. So we want to make sure that I do some work, I delegate tasks to somebody, and they respond when they can, and not instantly. But sometimes you need an instant response. So the first thing is, when you think you need an instant response, is think again. Do you really need an instant response? Can you wait for the response? Because very often, like most of the times, like 90% of the times, you don't need to have the answer back in a second. So you're just abusing your power, for example, as a boss, to just I want the answers now. But you might just want to ask them for a question and then wait for the answer and focus on something else. This is what I do usually. When I have a question, I delegate tasks to somebody, and then I just go on with my work, and then later I review their answers in the new comments section in Nozbe. Or if they delegate tasks to me, it's in my priority, so I can deal with that. But if you need that, there are channels that you can have for that. So for example, what I do is we use Slack as our chat water cooler. We have some channels there, but we don't use the channels that much. We use Slack more for direct communication because it works on all the platforms. So if somebody uses Android, Windows, iOS, whatever they use, they can directly communicate with us. And with my key team members, I use iMessage because they also have iPhones or Macs. So with them, I use iMessage and I ask them questions right away. But again, I try not to call them out of the blue. Sometimes I do, but very rarely. I ask them a question. Okay, I need a 5-minute, chat. Can we chat now? And then they tell me, okay, call me now. Or no, please call me in 15 minutes. So this way I know when to get an answer from them. So yes, sometimes I get answer quickly, but I try not to abuse this and really think when I should get an answer instantly and where it can wait. And usually it can wait.